Hello and welcome to MGP580. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello, hello, hello.
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 I need to re-record the intro because someone got upset with me in one of my YouTube comments this week. Apparently, it's uncomfortable the way I, quote, shout at them when I'm doing an intro.
Shout.
Yeah, because that's how you do it. You're supposed to emote. If I'd have done that same intro we've just done now. Hi, this is the podcast. Oh, goodness me, I hope you enjoy listening to it. No one's going to listen to that. You need to be excited and engaging at the start of anything. You have to shout. It's the law. Which is why I'm an award-winning broadcaster.
Yeah, I mean, on TV, they're always like, hello and welcome. Blah, blah, blah. They always like come into it really excited.
Let's get ready to podcast.
Yeah, they don't shout like, let's get ready to box, everybody. Like, really calmly,
exactly.
Do they?
So that one specific person who presumably has only ever consumed that one piece of my content and doesn't know this podcast exists, in your face. Yeah, we've addressed you. That'll learn you. That's really all I needed to cover this week. So I'm ready to wrap up.
Like singling out like random people who say one very polite, calm thing.
I've been discouraged from doing it on Twitter. Apparently, it's not becoming. So I feel like I can do it here instead. I'll just get his name for you, and I'll read his name out.
No,
so
don't
know exactly
do
who we're
that.
targeting.
No,
that's why he left the comment. He wants his name read out.
Yeah, it was probably Mr. Stupid Tallface. I imagine. I think that was his actual name. But yeah, that was that was the highlight of my week. Did anyone else get attacked by a stranger verbally or in written form?
I got attacked by a cat. I got a cat this week.
What, and it attacked you immediately or before you got it?
It was like standing at the window meowing out because my son was going to school and it was saying goodbye to him, I assume. And I picked him up to give him a better look and I meowed along with him. And the moment I meowed, he opened his mouth and started biting my arm. And I was like, oh, he's obviously just playing with me. So I meowed again and he just looked up at me and smacked me across the face as hard as he could. Scratched my chin a little bit. And I was just like, oh, okay.
You know what you were saying to him in cat speak? You could have been being incredibly offensive.
I think I probably was.
He probably thinks you're a massive racist now.
Lesson learned. But yeah, he is learning not to viciously attack me now. I think he quite likes to, like when you're rubbing his belly, he likes to grab your arm and then start gnawing on your hand. And
do you do the same when he rubs your belly?
I'm gonna, but when he grabbed my arm, he dug his claws into my wrist, and I was like, so I just like left the room. And every time we've interacted since, he's been a lot more delicate because I think he's realised that, yeah, I'm not gonna stand for that kind of viciousness, but. Oh, he's a lovely cat. The kids are having a great time.
I'm fascinated that you're interacting with it. I've had many cats over the years, and I don't think I ever consciously touched them. So this is an interesting way to have a cat. The thing I liked about having a cat is that I could go weeks not realizing it was there.
I think he probably wants us to do that. My kids are very much interacting with him, and because he's got to get used to the house, so I just make sure he's, I nip in the living room, I check he's all right, I ask him if he needs anything, and he doesn't respond, and then I go back to what I'm doing.
Do you ask him in human talk or cat talk?
I mean, I ask him in human talk. I assume he understands me.
I mean,
can't do cat because he gets mold every time he does.
Yeah, exactly. I tried talking in his language.
I think this cat sounds French. Won't speak to you in English, but also really offended when you try and speak French at him. You've got a French cat.
Maybe I do. I'll ask him. I'll speak to him in French later and see.
Offer him a piece of cheese and see how he responds to it. If he's all over that cheese, then you know you've got a French cat. Then you just have to wear a beret and you'll be the best of friends.
I do think he's trying to assert some kind of dominance over what he sees as the alpha male, i.e. me, because there's
no way he sees you as the alpha male at all.
He only knocks stuff off of like where I sit.
Does he know you got waxed? We should get the cat on here. I need to tell him some things about you. So he gives that nonsense a rest.
He goes up to like where I sit and just like swipes my stuff off the table, but doesn't do it to anyone else's stuff. So I'm just like, I see how it is. I'm nervous about having tea around him, but he'll only do that once. If he gets tea all over him, he'll certainly learn a lesson. But
we can't leave cups of tea around the house because Dave just drinks them. He doesn't knock them over. You put a cup of tea down for a second, and Dave has drunk it. It doesn't matter how hot it is. He'll neck that tea. He loves a cup of tea. His
I
favourite
tend
drink.
to drink pretty quickly, so he won't get
Right,
that with me. Really,
I need to get you and Dave in a tea drinking race, and I think he'd beat you.
He might. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm slowing in my old age, but I'm up for that challenge. But yeah, he definitely tries to steal my wife's drinks when she leaves them lying around. I have to keep moving him away from things. But yeah, it's been a fun week of just dealing with cats. I can't remember whether it was this week or last, but we had a ridiculous week where our bathroom flooded. My wife had a deer run under the wheel of her car.
Stop flooding parts of your house. You're
Oh,
the
yeah.
only person I know who's ever flooded a part of their house, and you've done it multiple times.
I have done it a lot of times.
Why
It's
do you keep
ridiculous.
flooding your house?
This one was weird because
They're all weird. Stop doing it.
so like my son had a shower and the bathroom was soaking wet and we thought he was just being a moron. I had a shower and it was fine, and then Mrs. Sheepdog had a shower right after me and it was completely flooded. And she knew she hadn't had a party in there, so she was like, "Oh, maybe there's a problem." And when we looked, the shower has a crack in it, and it was all leaking through that. But we're like, "How did I not cause that to flood when I'm the heaviest person in the house?" Somehow, it didn't happen while I was in there, but it flooded and went through the ceiling and all sorts. So we've had to have someone out to do that. But literally, like, we had a claim for that. The bloody deer ran under Mrs. Sheepdog's car, ruined the front bumper of her car. The deer survived, and Mrs. Sheepdog's fine.
Really?
Yeah, the deer
Wow.
just got up and ran off. But so we had a bloody car insurance claim. I'm still waiting
I'm
for my health
surprised
insurance
you
stuff.
can
It's
get
like,
any insurance
yeah,
at this point.
I reckon I'm going to be uninsurable after this year. It's ridiculous. We've got
I
3
have
claims out.
never made a claim on any insurance policy in my life.
Well, you're missing out. I mean, on top of all of that, I still had to use. Mrs. Sheepdog was annoyed with me all week because our toilet was broken, and I called someone through our insurance to come and have a look at it, and he went and opened up the drain out front, and turns out next door God knows what they've been shoving down their toilet, but they shoved so much of it down there that
forget
ours
this
couldn't
next door
flood.
nonsense. You just did a massive poo, and we
No,
all
it
know
was fantastic, right? I'm standing there thinking he's going to open that and it's just going to be full of like wet wipes and stuff like that. And it's going to be really clear that it was my fault. And I'm never going to be able to live it down with Mrs. Sheepdog that this is 100% my fault. And I've been denying it all week. And then when he opened it, he was like, looks pretty clear down here, but I can see where the blockage is. And he starts like poking around and he was like, does your neighbour know how blocked this is? And I was like, what are you saying? And he showed me, he was showing me where it all lined up. And yeah, he cleared it. You could hear it running, but it just kept flowing for ages. And he was like, this should have cleared by now, and it's still going. He was like, I don't know what they've done to their drains, but yeah. So I was delighted. I was waiting for Mrs. Sheepdog to come home so I could just tell her about how it was absolutely not me. And yeah, I'm still riding that smugness high to this day. It was only yesterday, but still a day on. So I'm going to be flushing all sorts down there. Now I can get away with anything. I feel like I'm completely Teflon now.
Just to clarify, you've claimed on 3 different insurance policies in the space of 7 days.
4.
4.
Because of the health insurance. Yeah.
Of course you have.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
You are uninsurable. I don't understand why you're still getting insurance from anyone.
It's
You
absolutely...
must be relying on the applications.
The health ones work, so that doesn't really count. But yeah, it was such a weird week. It was one of those where I sat there and thought, okay, that was all basically in one day. That was like Monday.
Anna, we need to claim on some insurance for something. I want something free. Sheepdog, can you claim on our travel insurance?
I'm going to be absolutely rinsed with bloody insurance bills when they will come up for renewal.
Can you use the magic words to allow us to claim on our travel insurance for Football Manager being delayed? Because I really don't. I'm not even trying, because it's like, I mean, there's no way I can word this that doesn't seem absurd and within the terms of the policy.
I mean, I am actually also trying to get out of Birmingham Comic Con because I can't go anymore because I'm not well, and they need me to fill out loads of forms, and I'm like, for goodness sake. So maybe whatever I get them to let me out of my hotel and stuff with, you can do the same thing. But oh yeah, no, I can't handle going to another convention. I will die if I do that. I'm so knackered at the moment.
What, of boredom, presumably?
No, just like lack of energy. I'm sleeping. It's weird how much carnage we've had this past week because I've been asleep for most of it, and yet somehow I've had all of these things go wrong while I've
maybe you've been sleepwalking and just wrecking stuff while you've been sleepwalking. Is anyone monitoring you when you're supposedly sleeping and you're just shoving newspapers down the toilet and smashing up showers?
I was assuming it was probably more likely that I've been subconsciously keeping everything ticking along without realizing. I've just been like the calm, graceful presence in the house in the moment.
I can assure you it's not that one.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there to wish Mrs. Sheepdog a good day and send her on her way, and she ended up mowing down a deer.
I've almost hit 2 deers lately. Deers seem to be they seem to be mobilising.
She actually
I've gone 40 years not seeing a deer, and I've had 2 run out in front of me in the last 6 months.
She passed a sign saying "caution deer," and she thought, "Oh, I'll slow down a little bit." And then within like 60 seconds, one had run into a wheel, and I thought, "Oh, imagine!" I said to her, "If you'd have been
You must
driving
have
that."
literally just put up the sign before he was ready to cross the road, and he was like, "For goodness sake, I've just put up the sign, and you've just driven straight into me. What's wrong with you?" I bet he was very upset.
Would she, if she'd been going 10 mile an hour quicker, would she have dodged the deer? Or is she lucky that she wasn't going slightly quicker and, I don't know, would have caught it slightly differently? I was trying to work that out afterwards, and I thought, I won't say this to her because she'll just shake her head at me and be annoyed. But I'm sort of thinking if she'd have carried on going at 60, she might have been long past that deer before it even got to the side of the road.
It's his own fault putting up the sign then.
But forevermore, I'm not going to say this to her, but forevermore, I'm just going to stay at the maximum speed limit. When I see that sign,
no matter what jumps out in front of you, I'm just gonna keep going. That sounds like the voice of calmness and reason, or whatever you were trying to describe yourself as before. Yeah, interesting. Video games, boys and girls. We should probably talk about some of those. Kevin Chapman, off of the internet, have played a new game that only released today. Well, as at the time of recording. We are. It is 28 minutes past 7 on a Thursday, the 14th of November, as we record. This game only released at 4 p.m. on that very same day, and I've already played it. How impressed are you?
Well, I'm waiting for which management sim it is.
Lego Horizon Adventures.
It's been out 4 weeks, isn't it?
It came out. Did you not hear the whole spiel I did about it coming out at 4 o'clock today? Came out today, and I've already played it, and it's awesome. I can't speak for if it's any good as a video game. Anna will give you those kind of views. I've played the first hour of it, and I just got giddy about all the Lego Easter eggs and references. I mean, for full disclosure, I've only played about 10 hours of Horizon Zero Dawn and haven't played the second Horizon game, so a lot of the Horizon stuff kind of passes me by. My understanding is the main character is Becky Lynch off of the wrestling. And
what?
Who?
I mean, that's who it looks
She's
like.
Irish.
Oh, this one's Lego-y, but she's still got red hair, and they're the only red-haired females I'm familiar with.
Okay, fine.
And she's dancing around in a little Lego world, and who cares? Don't care about any of that stuff. I did enjoy the tall neck thing. I got to interact with a tall neck, which I am aware of a tall neck because Anna's built the tall neck Lego set. But what I really, really loved is that I'm wandering around all this like wrecked world from the past, which presumably is something that's in the Horizon games. I don't remember. I played them 3 years ago. But all the smashed up buildings are the Lego modular buildings that I built my Lego city with. I'm wandering around. It's like, I've got that one. There's my police station. There's the donut shop. That's the pretzel shop off of my Assembly Square set. There's a jazz club over there. That's the boutique hotel. And it's just loads of smashed up post-apocalyptic versions of my Lego modular buildings.
When you said that, I was
and
like,
it's awesome.
What?
Yeah, have you not noticed that?
Really?
All the buildings, like the first one I noticed was the police station that you've built as well. It is in the living room. And it is literally the exact same Lego modular police station with the donut shop next door, and the whole thing is in the game, but like smashed up and post-apocalyptic. And it's just absolutely covered them. The whole world is it's basically my Lego city just after we moved house, and with loads of robot animals and whatnot wandering around in it. And that is enough to I've been giddy about it. Every time I see it, I'm like, I know that one. I know that one. I now want to make a post-apocalyptic version of my own Lego city and make it like this. Also, in addition to that, there's also loads of Lego City and Ninjago and Legoland minifigs that you can play as. Unlockable minifigs, so you can have like actual recognizable ones that again I've got in my collection. There's one dressed as an ice cream, one dressed as a donut. So it's got loads of really cool Lego references in. So there's
One
definitely
dressed as the
someone.
shark.
There isn't the shark one. I looked. I mean, I was streaming this on mine and Anna's Lego YouTube channel where we do make the point fairly regularly that Anna loves sharks because Anna loves sharks.
I don't.
She has all the Lego shark minifig stuff, every shark set. She's all over it. So of course, when we saw there was minifigs, we looked through for a shark one. There wasn't one. They didn't have the giraffe one either. But they did have the hot dog and the llama and a few of the other ones that I'm quite the fan of. But yeah, just the fact that the whole world is made of actual Lego sets that as a Lego fan I recognize is a whole level of Easter egg awesomeness that I wasn't expecting at all going in. I thought there'd be lots of Horizon references, but the fact that me as someone who's not that into Horizon is still getting the I know cool reference stuff. I just love the care and attention that Lego put into stuff like this. It's
But it's
awesome.
not by Lego, is it?
No, but obviously it's signed off by them and idea share. They're obviously involved in the process. It's all their sets. It's like these Lego modulars have been coming out once a year for the last 15, 20 years. And so far I've found about 7 of them in there. And I'm sure there's going to be more the further into the game that I get. And the fact that they are perfect like for like replicas of the actual sets. We stood there on stream like wandering around it being like, yeah, I was tempted to bring the set in and actually properly compare. It was like, no, these are them, but they're just a little bit smashed up and post-apocalyptic, but they are the sets. And there's even like little chunks of little sets that you wouldn't recognize unless you really knew the sets. And it's just awesome. I haven't gone past a building that's not some kind of reference. It's so cool just from a Lego perspective. So I'm loving that. It's very cool. Anna, you've played more of it than I have because you weren't streaming it. What's it like?
More.
What's it like as an actual game? Because from a gaming side of things, I don't know if it was just my PC, because I was playing it on PC rather than PlayStation. And I've actually taken the refund on the PC, the Steam refund, because I don't know if it's my controller glitching out, but I tried 2 different controllers. I don't know if it's my mouse getting involved when I'm trying to use the controller, but every 5 or 6 minutes without fail, the controller would glitch out. It wouldn't let me jump properly. It would just run off in one direction, straight off whatever cliff I was near. And it would just keep doing it. If I went into the menus, it would just scroll through the menus without me touching the controller. And the only way to stop it doing it was to click out with the mouse onto a different part of the screen, onto my second monitor, and then click back in again, and then force it back onto the controller. And this happened.
Your controller's broke.
Well, I tried 2 different controllers. So I thought it was my controller being broke, but I tried a different controller. So, I mean, if anyone wants to see what I'm describing, it's on our YouTube channel on Block Party. I streamed it happening so you can see what I'm actually trying to describe. But so I don't know if this is a known issue with the PC version. I haven't had a chance to look it up yet, but I enjoyed it enough to be like, yeah, I'll play this on PlayStation. But I'm not going to spend £60 twice to be able to play it on my PC, even though I prefer playing on PC because I love ice cream cones these days. I'm not going to have this awful, frustrating controller nonsense going on. So I'll just start again on PlayStation. Yeah, well, I did an hour and turned it off. I don't know if my save will be on the PlayStation when I go on there because I had to log in with my PlayStation account and I was getting PlayStation trophies and like I could see that Anna was playing it on the PlayStation through the interface. So it has a co-op mode. I think me and Anna could have cross-played PC to PlayStation because I could see that she was playing and I was basically living in a PlayStation within a PC and still getting my trophies that were unlocking on my PlayStation account. So hopefully when I turn it on PlayStation, my progress will be on there.
No.
Hopefully it will, Pab. Hopefully it will.
I don't think there'll be cross save for it. You could be.
Look,
right,
I'm allowed
but
to hope. I'm allowed
I don't
to,
think there will be.
hopefully, I'm allowed to hope, Pab. I've got the trophies regardless, but I'm only an hour in. But yeah, if anyone else has played it on PC and either has or hasn't had controller issues, let me know on Twitter at RB6K and we'll discuss it next week. It's also on Switch apparently. I'm interested to see how it runs on Switch because I would quite like to play it on a handheld because you know me, loves me a handheld game. And if it's not going to work on PC, maybe I'll get the Switch version. But Anna, what's it like as an actual game and what are the Horizon references like?
Not like Lego games from the past.
It's not.
What, in a
Okay.
good way or a bad way?
In a bad way. You can't smash everything up and collect all of those studs. That was how I would play a Lego game.
I mean, you can smash a lot of stuff up.
Not really. Not at all.
I was smashing plenty of stuff.
You are smashing boxes and barrels, but in a Lego game, but is it TNT games? I believe it was.
TT, yeah.
You would be able to smash up the grass. You would basically, you could smash.
Oh yeah, I noticed that you couldn't pull up because it looked like you should be able to pull up the little grass tufts. It looked like there was like the tops of carrots in the grass, and I spent like 30 seconds thinking you must be able to pull this up or something. It wouldn't be this big and obtrusive if you couldn't do anything, and you couldn't. Yeah, I noticed that.
You cannot be like the old Lego games. Sorry. There is this. You can like go off the beaten track and burn some leaves and get chests that are behind leaves. I'm only 4 levels in, so I'm not that far in. But it is a very left to right game with a bit at the end where it's a bit open and you fight some of the animals with your bow. You don't have your stick.
Really? You don't
I
have a stick?
assume we're getting melee later on. It was weird
stick.
that it was just arrows only.
Wow.
I just opened Val, who's in both games. He plays a bit of a bigger part in the second one, and I've just switched to him because he is melee. So you can play melee with him, but it was just a bit.
Maybe it's because of it's encouraging you to try and play it as combat as co-op. So maybe it wants one of you doing arrows and one of you doing melee.
Well, you can't play with someone until you've done the prologue, but after that you can literally play with whoever, I guess. So it loosely at the moment follows the first game. A few references here and there, like I know what's going on. I understand obviously because I've played them. It plays it. Yeah, it's got some of them in there, but they've changed it slightly because Horizon Zero Dawn is very adult in some places, and this game is a 7. So obviously they have to change things, but it's not the Lego experience I like. I do like to go into an area and just strip it of everything I could possibly find. It's not like that. But everyone
needs to go out and play it anyway because we want them to release a Lego set of that first area. Because if they could release a Lego set of that little base camp area, that would be so cool.
Yeah, I would like. I was watching the Tornec and I was looking at my Tornec that I've had. I'm like, that's super cool. Like to see it actually moving because obviously mine's just static, and I'm like, that's super cool. I was like looking at TV, looking at my model.
I have to believe there's more sets on the way.
There has to be because it's ridiculous if there isn't. But so you can upgrade your Can you upgrade your? I think you can upgrade your weapon. There is crafting.
You can upgrade your weapons.
You can also get upgrades, so like you get more XP for killing. People stay on fire for longer because like you can shoot through a fire, and then you've got fire arrows to take out the enemies. You do have a focus that you can scan with. He doesn't really do that much. Basically shows you where like berries are, like the health, because it's not. You don't like carry berries, you just find them in the map and just run under them and you get health. What else? So yeah, I'm in what's it called? The first village, I forget what it's Mother Mountain or whatever it is. And that is your main hub. You go there every time you've finished a section, that's where you go back to, and then you have to go a really long way to get back, like to go to the next section. I find it very strange.
I've been loving that because that's when it's taking me past all of the Lego references. You're going on that walk and you're just basically walking around a Lego city, and it's so cool.
It's a very strange thing. So it's like Minecraft, like the new Minecraft Legends or whatever it was called. You basically have a base, and then you go to the section where your next playthrough is, and then you go there.
It's levels, isn't it? It's old school.
Yeah,
it's like
it's
Mario
levels.
64. It's levels. And then even at the end, when she gets her little golden Lego piece, she spins around, holds it up in the air and goes, woohoo. It's
you
Mario getting a star at the end of the level.
Yeah, you upgrade your town with the gold, and then you upgrade your weapons and do the gadgets and whatnot.
And get
with
a hot dog stand
coins.
turret, which is the best thing I've seen in the game ever.
Yeah,
Where-
there's like the first thing I got was like a double jump gun. I was like, that's weird. Like I've never really needed to double jump.
Hey,
There's
it's
no
interesting that you say that, because before I got that, I was moaning on the stream that I couldn't double jump. I
what are you
was like,
double
why
jumping
can't?
to?
Well, I just want to be. There was some ledges that I couldn't get to. I want to be able to double jump. And I was frustrated that I couldn't. And then within 10 minutes, it had unlocked a double jump mechanic, which is like limited it's rationed double jumps.
You
get
do get
15
more when
double
you
jumps that you can use, and then you have to load them back in again through collecting stuff.
you collect like arrows through the thing. So so you get that turret, but you can only get that for that level. You can't carry it with you. And then the next one
The turret is basically a hot dog stand.
Yeah, I
where
got
you
the
build
hot dogs.
you build a hot dog stand next to you out of Lego, and then you have just this guy on the hot dog stand who throws exploding hot dogs around like a turret while you're battling. It's great.
The next one I got was a spread shot bow, and you could just flip between the two, which fine. But you hit so you get Lego enemies, and then you get robot enemies, and they have their orange bits where you have to hit them to get more damage to take them down quicker. Easier said than done, especially when you can only because you hold I think it's square to like aim with, but you can't aim up or down. It's just side to side, and you know how some of these animals are. They have like their things on top of their head and on the back of their.
And it's so frustrating because you can't move the camera around either.
No, oh god, no.
So
no,
if
no,
you've
no.
got
Really?
if you're hiding in the grass and there's a baddie just off camera, you know they're there because when you do the little search thing, it puts an arrow telling you they're there, but there's no way for you to adjust the camera to look at it, so you just keep firing at it completely blind. Or if you walk over to them, you then have to come out of cover and they attack you anyway. So having a fixed camera on it was odd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, that in old Lego, you did have some camera support. You could move around a bit. Like I don't know, I can't remember. Like I think in oh god, what was it? Like the Indiana Jones that had fully camera. You could go around, and then you had like DC ones, and you had just like it was like a stage, and you would go left and right, but it would be like a big area. It would have foreground and background, and this is just very left to right, open area, finish. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'll play it a bit more, but it is definitely play it with your kids. Kids will love it because obviously they've got weird like Lego bits, and like you go when you're in Mother's Mountain or whatever it's called. When I think when you go through the game, you can unlock Lego City buildings, Ninjago,
yeah.
Party Lego, whatever that is, and you can obviously
weirdly the Legoland stuff they're calling amusement. That's the category for Legoland. I can only assume somehow because of the complicated ownership structure of Legoland, the stuff that's branded Legoland in all other parts of Lego, they're like, nope, can't call it that. It's amusement. And then you go into it, it's like the hot dog guy from Legoland. It's like, well, this is the Legoland stuff. Why are you calling it amusement?
Ferris wheel and everything. There's loads, and there's
so they don't have the Legoland license within a Lego game, which is bonkers.
And there's different color palettes, and there's a weird thing where you can just sit on a bench. I don't understand that. You just sit on it. That you're not doing anything.
You love sitting on a bench at Legoland.
Yes, but I don't get it. I don't get why it's
You
all
sit on
the
a
way
bench
through
while
the
I wander
game.
around and watch the trains. That's your favourite thing to do.
It's just strange for.
You like your peace and quiet away from me.
Yes, but it doesn't fit in with the game. Aloy
I
doesn't
run
go
back
around.
over and tell you what I've seen.
Guess what? Aloy doesn't sit on benches constantly through levels.
She would if she was going to Legoland with me and I was exasperating her and she just needed a rest while I chased the Lego around and came back and told her what I found.
Anyway, so I think there's 4 worlds of 5 levels, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I saw like a progress bar and I was like, yeah, I saw a way of like trying to work it out. So yeah, take it as you are. I don't know. That's what I saw. There also is a difficulty, so you can go story and then scout and then the middle one, which is what I'm on, and then like there's 2 harder ones. I maybe might up mine because it is super easy. I've died once, but it's just because I didn't know what I was actually quite supposed to be doing. So yeah, I might up mine because it is quite easy, but it's Lego Horizon. Don't know why it's here. I'm not going to complain if they bring out the sets. You can enjoy Horizon with your kids if you've got.
It's worth mentioning as well that because it's a PlayStation game, it's like a budget title on PlayStation at £60, but it's also £60 on Steam and Switch. It is very overpriced on Steam and Switch because apparently this game's the main story is only like 4 hours long.
Oh,
so £60 for a 4-hour game is definitely a wait for a sale situation.
yes.
Yeah,
I think so.
I don't quite understand why it's
Lego nerds will love it.
Horizon people.
It's very samey. That it's like you go through the level, like you're going through the level. I'm like, been it before. It's all the same. It's just, I don't know. I just don't.
Not all the same. It's got different modulars.
Yeah, but if you don't know what they are, because I didn't recognize them.
Yeah, that's what we were talking. We had that conversation on the stream.
Yeah.
It's like, this is great for me, but I have to believe that I'm a really unique user and that the vast majority of people playing this game don't also collect this really niche area of Lego that's aimed at adults.
Yeah, I had no idea. Because you came down and you were like, oh, I was like, okay. I don't know what you're on about, but whatever. So yeah, I'll play a little bit more and go back to Dragon Age because it's Dragon Age and it's great.
Why don't you tell us some more about Dragon Age while you're here?
There's not a lot I can say about Dragon Age. I'm still doing the story. I'm 40 hours and 49 minutes in.
Roughly.
No, that's what my last save was. 40 hours and 49 minutes and 13 seconds.
Oh, sorry, my mistake.
Cool.
I have collected 42% of notes. Like,
Okay.
What else? I've mostly been doing side quests, if I'm quite honest. I'm just going through like my little journal, and off I go to do side quests, and then I go to go and do the main story, and then there's more side quests. I'm like, well, I'm going to do them because I want to go and I want to do them. Like I don't want to just get through the story as fast as I want to go into these areas because obviously in this Dragon Age, not all areas are open when you first go there. So I've opened a coast area, and I can only go in the one big first area. I can't go any further because I don't have a character and I don't have their ability to get any further in that area. So you have to leave that area for a bit, and then when that character becomes available and they've got a side quest, then it starts to open, and then you can go and explore other areas of that place. And it's not just that place, there's other places where you go and you need to use a certain person's ability, and you don't need them with you because you got your special sword, so you can use their ability wherever you are, but you do need to go and find and collect them first. So that is fun. I have met my Inquisitor. So
Okay.
I didn't make my Inquisitor from the last game. I just gave the standard one that was there, like a different haircut, and made her elvish because my
Elvis.
elfish, and
That's
because
less fun. If you'd have made her Elvis, that would be amazing.
Because my character is elf, and I wanted them to have a connection and stuff. So I have met them. They have come, and I have spoken to them, and I was like, oh, I just wish it was mine from the old game, because she was very distinct looking. She had purple hair, and I don't know.
Wait, didn't you make the character?
Yeah, you can make the character in this, but I didn't know I was going to see them.
Right.
What do you think you're making them
what do you
for?
think was going to happen then?
I don't know, because it also because it's who was your love interest in Inquisition? I told her, have I met them? No, they've not come back, and I'm like, well, where are they? So I don't know, but it's fun to. I wish it would have been the one from my character from previous.
Yeah.
I spent all my time making my character and that character. I was like, well, how much are they going to be in the game? So I just did a quick thing, but I have met them.
Yeah, me too.
And that they came and then they went. Well, they gave me they gave me an item and then they left, and I was like, oh, bye. So they've gone back north, south. So that literally happened today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
That was one of the last things I did.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I've been going everywhere and doing everything and.
Okay. How far do you think that is in the game?
Oh God, I have no idea.
About 3 hours.
No, as in how much through the game do you think you are at that point? Do you reckon?
Well, to say I've only got 42% of notes, I'm thinking about half.
See, I was like, the way this game's going, and the way I came across the Inquisitor, I was like, are we winding up to something here with something big going to happen here or something?
Yeah, but
and I progressed on.
They give you an item, and then you have to go and see the Dreadwolf, and then he explains it's a massive conversation.
I don't know what I've played on past that now at this point, and I've played on at least another 5 hours.
Oh, okay.
And I it's got to be at least another 5 hours, and I don't know. I felt like I was every now and again I feel like, are we wrapping up towards am I getting to a point of no return here? I then learned that the game's between 60 and 80 hours long or something like that. And I'm like, oh, right, I'm nowhere near then. I feel like at a certain point, this game's just going to kick in again.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing.
No, I'm very much enjoying my game.
I met the Inquisitor and I went, oh, that's what she looks like. Because I didn't even see the prompt to make my Inquisitor.
It was kind of a side. Yeah,
I didn't even look at it. So I was like, okay, so that's what my Inquisitor does look like. Okay, great. Apparently she did have something with Solus, because the way she spoke about him, I was like, okay, so that's clearly something that I there wasn't an option. I didn't make these options, but that's what it is. This is how the story's going. Okay, fine. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what I'd have done given them questions realistically, because I don't have any terms of reference for the previous game. So
have you ever played Dragon Age?
No.
Oh, good Lord.
Like I say, it's probably good that I didn't do any of that. It just kind of filled in the blanks for me, sort of thing, and I just live in with what it is. Okay.
Gosh, you've not played any of them. That's mad. I don't know how you're sitting there going, interesting.
I don't think you need to play You don't need to have played any of the games.
No, but
I think it's just you will get more out of it if you
Yeah.
have. Absolutely, because like I say, you just talk about characters that have come back. I was like, these are all new to me. These people are new to me. It doesn't mean anything to me.
I'm sad that Varric is laid up with a bad knee, bless him. Because he is fun to have in situations, because he just says things that come into his mind, and you're like, that he can't. He just doesn't care, and it's quite funny. But no, he is laid up with a back, like he's got a knee brace on, and I am sad that he is there, but he's not there, which is sad. But what can you do? But yeah, I've just been trying to level up my weapons at the lighthouse, and my upgrade my powers that I have. I finally understood how to get, because like I was going through the upgrade thing, and I was getting all these powers, and I'm like, well, where are they? Where are they? You have to go to your character page, go to the bottom, and then your powers are at the bottom, and then you can swap them. Because I was like getting.
Oh, I see. See, yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know how, because I had this thievery one and I wasn't using it. Pilfer, I think it was called. And I was like, I don't want that. And I was like, how do I get rid of this so I could get the one that's the stabby one? And I didn't understand. So I was like, I'd watched a video and I was like, oh, I'm so stupid. Of course it's there. And then you just go to your character page, go to the bottom, then you can swap out your powers. So I do like being the rogue. I just like the stabby with a bit of bows and magic and stuff in there. So yeah, and I do love when you can combine your powers with another character. They are fun to do. They are just big, explosive, like that's gonna do some damage. It's like damage. But yeah, loving it. I have no complaints. I just, except for like maybe explain a few things a bit more, like, because Inquisition and this one are different. It's like Final Fantasy. They're always a bit different, like fighting styles or how you use things. And I just wish it had a bit more of a, this is why you do it, this is why you're doing it, and this is how to do these kind of things. Because I missed that until about 20 hours, and I was like, okay, that now makes sense. Like, I understand. Like, when you go to shops and like a bunch of them are like marked out because you're not level 2, you have to level up the shops. Not
yes.
I was just like, why doesn't it not tell you? Like, I know it's there on the screen, but I'm not looking at the right of the screen. I'm just looking at the left, what I can and cannot buy. So apart from that, yeah. I'll like I said, I'm gonna play this, and then I'll probably play it again as a different character and a different race, because they have all the race in there, and all of them have slightly different stories and how things are handled. So yeah, because I've played Inquisition at least 3 times. I do like a Dragon Age game. I just like to mess about with the different races in there. Like, I like to see what their perspective is and how they sorted things out. Because at the moment I'm a Grey Warden who's an elf. That shouldn't be allowed from previous ones. So it's mental how you can mix and match in this one. But yay for Dragon Age. Love it.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like I said, I might play this, and then I might go to Baldur's Gate 3 and see if I can work that game out.
Yes.
I did enjoy it. I just got stuck at the bridge, and I just couldn't get past it. So I might go
to help you.
Go to there's a bridge where a dragon is, and can I get past that?
Ah, yeah.
I cannot get past that battle. They kill me every time.
You can.
I tried talking to them. They didn't want to listen.
Yeah, you just have to say the right things.
Yeah.
I've
tried.
Just look up what to say.
And that annoyed me. because I played it twice up to that bit, and I cannot. And even with different characters and different whatever I was doing, I could not get past that, and it just irked me so much. And I was just like, no. And then I think
you
back,
do dislike being irked, don't
I
you?
do. I do not like being irked, but like, because it makes me think of Division Original Sin 2. I put like 110 hours into that game, and I loved that game, and I knew how to play that game.
Baldur's Gate is like that, but really good. Because I tried that, and I tried playing that after Baldur's Gate, and it was like, oh yeah, this is like a rubbish version of Baldur's Gate.
It's the same people.
Yeah, but it's not as good.
I don't know.
While we're on the topic of it, I completed it this week.
Don't
obviously, I'm
spoil
not going to spoil
endings.
anything. I do want to replay it and do it differently. You know, do the different sort of approaches that you can do with it. But I don't think I could do that straight away.
Not kill all the key characters early on.
Well, that's one of the things that I mean, I only didn't have one character. It was Gale that I didn't.
You leave him in the wall.
Yeah, he just got pulled into the wall. That was it. It was like I failed the dice roll. Reading about him, everyone I spoke to, other than I don't know about Kev actually, I can't remember, but everyone else I spoke to hated him. Some people I spoke to said they just killed him themselves.
Yeah, he's quite sleazy.
Yeah,
He's a sleazy guy.
So I'm tempted to replay it to see what his story is. I feel like, again, not spoiling or anything like that, but I feel like I feel like I got the right ending for every character, at least the ending I wanted for them. I haven't looked to see whether there's any better endings for any of the characters, but I went for, and I'm happy to chat with anyone on DMs or whatever if they want to talk about it, because obviously I don't want to spoil it on the podcast. But I feel like if I was deciding how I wanted everything to go with the characters that I had, they all went the way I wanted them to go, and I was very satisfied with it. I've saved it at certain points.
Yeah,
where
he only had to reload 1,000 times to get to the point where he's happy with his ending.
To be fair, I didn't do any of that to get to this ending. I just got that ending, but I have saved it at key points where I know like what they asked me. I'm kind of like, well, there were other options there, and I wonder how that would have played out. So I've got all these saves that are like named where I've saved it. This is where I made this decision, kind of thing. So I can go back to those bits and do them, although some of them would involve like going and playing another 10 hours, and I'm not sure if I can be bothered, to be honest. But I feel like, yeah, I'll go back to it and just play it, just play it a different way. And yeah, it's I was a bit confused because I googled how many endings are there for this just to see what the option was, and one place was saying that they'd apparently said in an article there was 17,000 different endings, but that was like, different poses, different sentences or whatever. And then people were arguing between like much lower numbers than that. I think there's just routes to play it. It's generally, it's a bit like Mass Effect in that the journey's different, and there's which is fine. I'm not criticizing it for this. I liked Mass Effect, I like this, but I feel like there's only a finite number of overall routes you can take. And yeah, I want to go check the big ones out, the key ones. But yeah, no, what a game. And I was told recently that because the modding bit's all out now, and you can get tons and tons of mods for it and whatever. Someone was saying that they're making Baldur's Gate 2 in the engine for free. So I mean, I don't know what was it, like 8 years ago someone told me, I think, or a long time,
20 years ago.
God,
a long time ago. Baldur's Gate 2.
Yeah, so people were saying that Baldur's Gate 2 is being made in this engine in the mod by, I don't know if it's by the it must be by the people surely, but it could have easily been by a modding team anyway. So that'd be cool to see and check out, because I'm guessing that can't be that far off from what they were saying. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Like, I didn't know how long ago it was, or whether it's something you can go and check out.
Might even be longer than that. I feel like it was in the 90s. Hold on, Baldur's Gate 2.
Because from what I understand, some characters are from
2000
games.
It released, got Baldur's Gate 2. So yeah, 24 years ago.
God. Some characters are from previous ones, and
yeah.
I'm guessing this one will probably go on and have other, there'll be Baldur's Gate 4 eventually that has some of these characters in it again, surely. Yeah, it's interesting. I'd like to learn more about it. I'll find out when I need to make a note. I keep forgetting to check when this mod comes out. Because if it's imminent, then yeah, I'll play it in like a few months. But if it's like going to be years away, then I'm going to have to remember. But so I'm just making a note so I don't forget. But yeah, that was a perfect game. I really loved it. It's definitely worthy of its game of the year last year. Can't believe how good it was. I feel like I knew it was going to be a game I'd like. And there's every now and again I get games where that come along and I'm like, that's a Sheepdog game. I'll enjoy that, and then I don't get to play it straight away or whatever. I'm pivoting a little bit in what I'm saying here because I'd always thought this about StarCraft, and I remember when the podcast first came out, we were getting sponsored by that t-shirt company. I've forgotten their name now, but they gave us loads of StarCraft t-shirts. So Kevin and I wore StarCraft t-shirts for a long time, having never really played it. That's it.
But now I was some more t-shirts.
And I always thought, oh yeah, StarCraft seems like a very me game. And then this past week or so, it's been added to Game Pass. It's like a full-on single player mode pack, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I downloaded and installed that, and honestly, when you start the game up, it spends about a minute just going through all the things it's unlocked because it's the full pack. It's like you are the 2000 and whatever champion, you are the it's telling me I'm the champion of all these different tournaments because that's probably how they got certain content added to it or whatever. I don't know. So I started playing that, and I feel like it probably really was a Sheepdog game in its day, but when I sat there to play it, I was like, oh, I don't really have the energy for this. So I'm very disappointed that I'm going to try and push with it because it's not bad, but it's just like, no, I might have gone to this a bit too late.
It's 1 or 2 Sheepdog, sorry.
This is 2 I was playing.
Right, yeah.
I have played it before. I remember talking about it a long time ago. We got like a pack through for whatever reason at some point or another. But is the reason this is on Game Pass because they're coming up with a third one, or what's going on there?
I don't know. I know Warcraft is celebrating the 30th anniversary at the minute, and I'm wondering whether there's some sort of relation to putting more of the Blizzard games onto Game Pass now that they own them.
Actually, when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, brilliant! Let's go." I was kind of surprised. It's a bit of a random one to just throw out there, but I mean, I had fun playing it. As I say, I feel like it's just I'm playing a game that's a good 15 years old at this point, if not longer. And yeah, it kind of felt that way. But yeah, it was good, and I enjoyed it. You could tell I think I was just like low energy, wanted to play something, didn't have Baldur's Gate to play. I ended up playing Cities Skylines 2 for a bit. Weirdly, I got bored of it, saved my game, and thought I won't play this again for a while. Noticed that the save I'd made had pretty much the same population as the last time I played it. It looks like I get to a certain point where I get to a city of a certain size, and I'm like, I filled the square they give you, and I was like, eh. And I think when I filled the square, I just go, right, that's me done for another 6 months, which was a shame because, yeah, I think probably you're supposed to try and fill like all 40 squares or whatever, aren't you, and have a whole region, but I never sit and do that. Maybe I'll come back to it over the weekend because just sitting and clicking around on that was quite nice. I'm trying to think what else I put on my list. I was telling you before the podcast and you refused to check it out. That I've been, we were all obsessed with Wordle and all of that a little while back.
Doesn't ring any bells.
Every now and again, a new game comes out. I think I already spoke about Alpha Guess. That's one I do daily with a group of people where you have to guess you have to find a word and it tells you whether it's too far through the alphabet or too early, and says this word comes after that. You have to try and narrow it down. But I'm playing another one called Cell Tower, which is if you Google Cell Tower Andrew T, it comes up with this guy's website. And Cell Tower is a ridiculous word game where you have a grid and it's just a load of letters, and you have to try and click each letter to make either 4-letter words, 5, 6, 7, up to 8. Letters can only go left to right or down; they can't go diagonally. And basically, you've got to try and find every word on the grid and make it all fit together. So it's you kind of just there with a big old jumble, and you're like, oh, I've noticed the word, whatever. There, you click it, and then you got to try and make words around that fit. And it's not as complicated as I've made it sound, but it's really hard to explain it. It's super fun though, and I was sat there for like 20 minutes yesterday, I think it was, trying to find this bloody word that had the letter V in it because it didn't work. It took me forever. I felt like a moron, and it took me 20 minutes. And then a friend of mine told me they'd been going back and forth to it for about 2.5 hours trying to figure it out for the same thing, and they were finding it difficult. But yeah, it's just been nice, kind of getting into a routine. Apparently, I'm on a streak of 4 in a row. I don't think that's how many days I've been playing it, basically. But it's been good. It's been a nice little morning starter thing for me when I'm getting ready for work. And I think, other than the Pokemon card game, which you have got me into, Kev, you son of a gun,
It's a great game.
it is a great game, and I am. Yeah, I'm not very good at it though. I don't think. Like a couple of the expert things you got to try and do. I'm really not. I have to have the cards fall exactly right for me to be able to do it.
That's kind of, as someone who's played a lot of original TCG with the proper deck size and whatnot, this version is dumbed down, and there's a lot more of a luck factor. If you don't start well, you really, really struggle. There's not really a way to come back from a bad hand at the start of the game compared to how there is in the longer form version of TCG. So it's not quite got the depth of the original card game. It's fun for a little blast on your phone. But yeah, if you don't have the right cards, you will struggle. That's just the nature of it.
Yeah.
One thing that's thrown me completely is that I wanted to do the I can't remember what it was. It was like an expert battle thing against a water type deck, and I went with my grass type deck, and it's not weak against grass. It's weak against electric, and I didn't know that was a thing. I thought they were always weak against a thing. I'm guessing that's normal in the card game, is it?
Well, there's no electric in there. It's lightning type.
Lightning,
I think you'll
okay.
find.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has got a few little differences compared to the computer game.
But yeah, no, other than that, all good. I think that's everything I've played. If I remember anything else, I shall mention it. But yeah, busy one for me.
Splendid. Anna, have you got anything else? I know we've talked about
No.
Dragon Age and what's it. Well then, Pabby, you now have permission to speak, sir.
I've only played Dragon Age. I have done.
You a rascal.
I know. I've played 25 hours of this now, so it's quite a lot for me. It's quite a lot for me, to be fair, to be getting to that sort of number. I think this is gonna take some beating off the top of the game of the year for me right now. I really don't. I don't know. I think it's just that type of game that it really suits me. I don't know about you guys, but I like this type of game.
So do I.
I'm sure. I'm pretty much decided I'm saving this for my game that I'll play over Christmas. I don't want to do it in little hour-and-a-half bursts every few days. I want to sit down and play it for a week, pretty much uninterrupted. So I think that's how I played Inquisition years ago. That's how I'll play this one. It'll be, right, it's Christmas Eve. You know what that means. I'll see you on New Year's Day. I've got a dragon to age.
Good. Yeah, it's been very good. I've enjoyed. I think I've got all the characters now. I think all the team. I think Emmerich was the last one. I think
Endrick off of Real Madrid.
Emmerich
was he your last one? I think you can. Yeah, you can get them in the last two in every order. I think.
Really? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because I got him, and then I got her.
Who's her? Tash.
Yeah.
I got Tash before. Yeah, it probably could be how I went and did certain quests. There probably is that, actually. Yeah, there is. Yeah, yes, that's right. There's a quest where you have to go and get one person and the other, and it's whatever you get them. That's right. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it any which way them two. So you've got one of them. I think.
Yeah. I like Tash. Tash has been good. I don't know if did I mention this last week that I did a mission? You will have done a mission at this point, Anna, where you are given a choice of do this mission or do that mission. Consequences will be taken because you've got to save one place or the other. Yeah. And I made the choice of where I went. It made sense to me because it was where I came from. I don't know if this is the same for you. I don't know how this game plays out. Because one place, because I'm an Antivan Crow in the game, it made sense for me to go to Treviso, where the Antivan Crows are. And it said like you go to Treviso or you can go to the other place. I can't remember the name of it now. But it was like, but then it would the place that I didn't go to was the place from the character that I'm trying to get on the good side of. And I'm like, so I don't know what I'm torn what to do. But the character for me, that my character would go back to if like your home country sort of thing was under attack, you would go back there, wouldn't you? It made sense to me. And then suddenly you're getting a bit of the cold shoulder sort of thing, and I'm like, it makes sense for me to do what I did. It's not, you can't blame me for that. So now I've been just literally just buttering this woman up, that's just trying to just get her back on my good side, and I've been taking her on all the missions and doing all the right, just keep her on her good side now, because she's now hardened now, and there's a trait in the game that basically locks you out from her doing certain moves and abilities, and she behaves slightly different now because she's hardened.
Yeah, they do get like that.
Yes,
I rascals.
I did that, and then pretty much the last main thing I've done of any substance was the Battle of Weishaupt.
Yeah, that's my next.
I did that. I've done that one. That's at that when I mentioned earlier on. That's at that point where I'm like, are we going to a point of no return here? It felt like that, and I don't think it is. It makes sense. When I thought it through, I was like, no, it definitely makes sense. It's not the end of the game. But you do some epic, like big stuff in that moment. It's cool.
Well, that's what I've got to look forward to.
Yes, and I did turn the difficulty up from story because it was just too easy. Stupidly easy.
I
it was like I wasn't ever taking damage.
No,
I wasn't taking damage ever. So I was never having to use my health potions. Like I would occasionally take a little bit of damage and I'd break a pot and just fill a little sliver of health that I'd lost off. And I was like, I'm going to take it up a bit because it is just. Then I did that, and then I went into that mission, the Battle of Weishaupt quest that I was doing, and then I got one shot by something, and I was like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
There's some that do that.
But that was a bug. That was a bug because I loaded back into the game and it was pitch black and I couldn't do anything. I could hear myself running around, but the camera was off, sort of thing. There was it was just black, and I could hear the enemies shouting at me, and I couldn't see anything. I had to reload. Reloaded the game, and it was fine. I don't know what it was, but I definitely had some sort of bug where the enemies were one-shotting me because he didn't do it again. So I don't know. Yeah, so it's one of them things that's just is what it is. And I carried on. I did that. I did what else have I done? What else did I do now? I've done what you've been doing, Anna, with I've upgraded my safe house, not safe house, the lighthouse. I've been upgrading that with the caretaker now. I'm starting getting good gear now. I don't know about you. I found I'm getting gear for all of my team. They're all like blue and purple gear now for my team. I'm still running with grey and greens.
Why?
I was like, why? I was like, why am I only getting green and grey gear? This is absolute nonsense. I'm kitting out my team out with good stuff, and then suddenly I've got a big influx of stuff. I've suddenly got red gear as well. I don't know if you've got any red gear yet.
Yeah.
But
some of them are all right because I found a bow which would only have one shot, and I was like, apparently it does like great damage but only has one shot, and I don't want that. I do have a ring that every time I kill someone will send like this necrotic face at them, and that's quite cool. But get my words out. The way you upgrade in this game is not how you think you would upgrade. You have to go to all the stores and upgrade your weapons that way. Also, if you go to the stores, look at like the fruit they have, because some of the fruit will give you better damage, give you better defense.
Yes, permanent increases. I
didn't know that until for a while, and I was like,
spotted that.
I was like, oh, they give me upgrades. Right, let's go to every single place I can find and see if they've got anything. So that's quite cool. But yeah, you can upgrade your weapons, and then that takes them from grey to green to blue to purple. I don't think you can go to pink, but you can go to gold.
What I did find it was put in like enchanting as well. I was like, why have I not been doing this? I haven't been doing it
because the game doesn't tell you, really.
Well, it's not even that. It's like I don't want to waste my resources. Like, it doesn't use resources. It's like, okay, even better then. And you can only put so many enchants total on.
Yeah.
You can't. So you have to take things off of old gear and put it on your new gear. If you want to swap a weapon out or something like that, you don't. So it's like you have like a list of like enchants you can do. It's like plus 20% damage or something like that. And then it's like, okay, well, I want that one, but I want it on this gear. So you take it off of that one and put it on something else, and that's all right. So you can't just like have multiples of the same thing. I've liked that. I'm enjoying every aspect of the game. I've got some of the regrets as well. Have you done the regrets? The regrets are all right. But I feel like they can swing your party one way or the other. Wherever, because it's like you go into a regret, you watch a regret of Solus, and then you basically like quizzed on it with your entire crew. you're sat on one side of the room on your own, and the rest of them are all stood looking at you, and they all start asking questions and discussing over what happened. And then if you like, you can go a certain way, and then certain people will approve of it, and certain people will disapprove of it. And yeah, you've got to tread lightly with some of them, like which way you want to go with it. Don't know who's going to like it and who's not going to like it. But yeah, I've been doing everything, and I like you, Anna. I haven't been doing every single quest, but what I find myself doing is I go to an area to do a quest, and I see there are exclamation marks on that map. I'm like, well, we're going to go and do this. We're doing this area tonight, then sort of thing. We're going around doing this area. I see a chest. I don't like how it shows me a chest when I'm not. I can't see a chest, but it's on the map, and now I know it's on the map, and now that's my only objective now, is to get that chest that's on that map. I don't know how to get it. I don't see it, but now I've got to figure out that I know there's a room over there that I've got to get a chest in.
Like I said, everything's not open.
No, and that does annoy me sometimes. But like, at a certain point, it does unlock certain things further into the game, which has been quite good. I spent 15-20 minutes trying to get a wisp to go into a thing, and I was like, there's a quest with Emmerich where you have to collect wisps and put them in a doorway. I was like, but there's another doorway back like 20 seconds that needed a wisp, and this wisp's here now. Could I get it to go in that doorway hole? Could it? No, it gets right near it and it disappears. Like, I'm clearly meant to come back here at some point and do this. Rather, I was like, but because like the chest, I can see the chest. It's on the map. I can see it. I was like, I'm damned if I'm not going to get it, and I just have to give up in the end, because like, I'm not spending another 20 minutes trying to run this, like speed running levels, trying to jump over things and sprint to this, get this wisping. Yeah, I feel because it felt like I'm running to this and it's not getting it. It just kept dying out the second I got to it. I was like, it's not the timer. So I was like, okay, I'll move on. But yeah, I'd like this game. This game's high on the list. I've been working out my games of the year list this week. Been like going through, like trying to figure out where I stand with it. I think I've got a 4 right now.
Well, that's one too few, Pavy.
I know. I was saying I've got 4 right now. Trust me, I've got about 20 on the list.
Well, that's
I've got a list of 20.
Many.
Yes,
you've misunderstood the rules twice there.
No. I have to work out from the rest of that list who to put in that top 5. Now that's my thing now.
Send me the list. I'll tell you who to put on and who not. I'll take care of that for you.
Yeah.
Do you want some breaking news to end things off? Breaking news. Looping back round to what we were talking about at the start of the podcast. I've just seen pop up on Reddit 27 minutes ago at the time of recording. There is a new Horizon Lego set coming out in March. It's going to be Aloy and Val versus Shellwalker and Sawtooth. It's going to be a big diorama thing. So there is more Horizon Lego on the
We'll
way.
be ordering that. That will be on my
The
shelf.
implication is it's the first in a wave as well. So there's going to be some more Horizon Lego sets coming next year, it seems.
Yeah.
How exciting.
Cool.
And I believe that's your lot, boys and girls. So we'll wrap things up there. If you would like to pester us on the internet, you can do that at MGUK Podcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K, although I have moved, so I'm at Sheepdog 6K on Blue Sky. If you're using
Why don't you use the same username everywhere, you maniac?
Because I'm trying to get rid of RB6K and use.
So I've been trying for 15 years. It's not as easy as you'd think.
Well, that's what I'm doing though. I'm dropping that username, but I'm moving to Blue Sky. The only reason I'm still on X is because you, Pat Banana, are on there for our little podcast chat. If that moved, I'd never need to go on there again.
I mean, I've logged into Blue Sky twice in a year. I don't think I'm going to be using it regularly just yet. I'm Lelujo there as well, because I have brand consistency.
I'm Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab 1986.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Toodle pip.
Thanks for listening, folks.
You're welcome, Pabby.